Hello everybody, this is Johnny S. Second video of the channel. I would like to make an introduction of a new game. This is Path of Exile. It's a similar game to the previous one that we did. So it's a top-down, as previously mentioned, hack and slash. This might be more than one video. It might be a series of videos. It depends on how long it's going to take, and I do not want to upload huge videos. So I'll try to break it down. I have not, I don't have any specific plan on how to make this video, so we're going to go, off top of my head. What is Path of Exile? Path of Exile is a top-down ARPG, as they are called. It means it's a role-playing game. So you take the role of a character that you create, and by navigating the game, the story, and all the components of the game, you slowly level up and increasing in power as you level up, and you pretty much make your character as best you can, as strong as you can, obviously. um, and it has a lot of nice elements to it. It's an old game. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it first came out on 2012. um, so it's an old game, a well-known game. There's a huge player base for Path of Exile, and at the moment that I'm doing this video, there's also Path of Exile 2 coming out after many years. Obviously, with more updated graphics and different sort of elements, more updated. So this game is very detailed, very in-depth game. In my opinion, at the moment, it's the best game in its genre. So Path of Exile, in comparison to all other games, is the most in-depth, let's say, build. Uh, People that play Path of Exile are usually people that like to create builds, customize a lot, make their own unique sort of touch on their character. There's a lot of integral components, and there's strange mechanics of how they work in between them. What I thought of doing is start a review of the game, or an overview of whatever you want to call it. Begin with the main components, and depending how I see it go, I might deep dive into more like in depth and detail. So in general, my approach on all the videos in the channel is, I'm making a video as if I'm addressing it to people that have no idea. They have never played the game before. They don't know about Path of Exile, or they've played a game, but Path of Exile they never heard of it. It's the first time. So obviously, I'm trying to go from step one. We'll try to make, I think, best way is to use a new character, just to show you the whole process from the beginning. So Path of Exile. You will always see Path of Exile, and at the bottom you will see usually a name. Affliction is this season, so the current season is called Affliction. Every time you make, every couple of months, 3 or 4 months, there's a new season coming out, which basically has like a theme to it. This season is called Affliction, as specific mechanics and so forth. Another thing to mention, that this is a free-to-play game. So previously I'd done a review for Diablo 4. I did not mention that on my previous video, but I'll mention it on this one. Diablo is a paid game. So you buy the game once, you pay once, and you have the game. You can buy Diablo 4 via Battle.net, or you can buy it via Steam or whatever. Similar to Path of Exile. Path of Exile, you can get it from Steam as well. It's available for free. Or you can download it directly from Path of Exile site, which is what I've done. I've got it outside of Steam. If you do have the game outside of Steam, you can later on link it to your Steam account. And it's something that everybody can get into. Size-wise, I think it's around 30 gigabytes. So in order for all the updates to be updated, so you do need around 30, if I'm not mistaken, gigabytes on your hard disk drive to install. Once you make your account, you log in. So this is the first screen that you will see. You choose your server. Usually, since situated in Europe, I choose Frankfurt in Germany, so it's one of the closest servers. You log in. This is the screen that it has all your previously created characters. I have been playing this game for many years, many years, and I have made and deleted multiple characters. So you can make a character and delete it. The leveling process of this game is rather quickly. As far as level goes, there's only one character that I have on level 100, which is this guy here. That's the top level, 100. To get to level 90, it's considered a relatively easy process. Time-wise, if I had to estimate, I would say with casual gameplay, so let's say 2 hours a day, probably 3 days. 2 hours a day for a new player, probably 3 days. If you'd like to take your time and read the storylines and the chat and everything, it can take you from like 1 week. I will not say more than that. Once you complete the main storyline of the game, you go straight away into the end game content. That's what it's called, which is basically running maps. So there's a whole atlas in the game, and you run maps, and that's what the end game is. Every time you make a new character, you have to go through the campaign. So this is one of the things that Diablo 4 in comparison has different. If you play the campaign in Diablo 4, then you can skip it on all the other characters. So if I have made this character and I want to make a new character, for example, in Diablo 4 you can select skip campaign. That automatically puts your character skipping all the storyline quests, and you're ready to go to the end game. On Path of Exile, this is not available. So every time you make a new character, you have to complete all the storyline, unlock all the waypoints and all the maps, and then slowly level up your character. So this is a dreading process, let's say. Okay, but this is the nature of the game. So we're going to begin by creating a new character. So for the time being, I'm going to select standard. You can choose different difficulties here. Solo so found is a server where you play privately. There's no other players. Ruthless is a harder difficulty, and hardcore, as I explained, you make a character. If he dies, you're done. We do not select none of this. We just create a normal standard character just to see what it is. So once you select what you want to play, you have the character selection. In total, we have 7 characters. These 7 characters here. Each character has its own unique mechanics. We'll deep dive into them later on. So let's go to the classes one by one. Templar, as we said previously, this guy is like a hybrid class. It's something in between, magic, range, and everything. The next we have the Shadow. This ascendancy depends on critical damage. It's a lot of poison damage. That's a type of damage which is damage over time. We'll get into the more detailed things. Marauder is your classical, let's say, more tanky class. There's multiple builds that involve around his class, many builds which are involved his class. We have the Scion. Scion is kind of a hybrid class. Um, it's this girl here. She starts with access to many different ascendances and combination of ascendances. This is, I will say, more of an advanced class that some people play. Usually, new players they do not pick the Scion because there are very complex, let's say, mechanics on how she works and how to actually get it up and running. The Ranger we saw, the Duelist, is the second last class. This guy is he's a very agile character. You can play him from far away, so you can, if you don't like a ranger, you can play a duelist as a ranger, so a bow and everything. And lastly, we have the witch, which we have made previously. So let's make a testing duelist and call it 01, whatever. A. So straight away the game will load. It will create your character and it will begin you on the Shores of World Past, which is the area that it's called. This is how you begin. Let's skip all tutorials. We pretty much know what our character is like. So any quests available, you will see them with exclamation points. So there's a rusted sword on the floor, and any items that drop on the floor, you will see them, such as this. and hovering over your mouse, you will see a description. So on the right hand side, we can see this is a rusted sword. It has what type of weapon it is. It's a one-handed sword. It has physical damage and a couple of other components. Clicking onto it will automatically pick it up. So let's zoom on the character. This is a duelist. Will automatically pick up the weapon and you can see it. Okay? So as all of these type of games, you have two resources. One is your life. So we have 61 life. Obviously, if this reaches to zero, you die. And on the right hand side, we have mana. Mana is used for skills. It's a resource that you have to manage throughout your builds. And at the moment, you have 47 mana. So that's pretty basic. You have potions that you can put here. Shortcuts is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have shortcuts which are here as well. Left mouse button, middle mouse button, right mouse button, and QEW. So when you're playing it, you're placing your hand on the left hand side of the keyboard in order for you to access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Q QWERT is literally below that. The inventory is the first component which you're going to have a look. There's two tabs here. So cosmetics is literally just cosmetical things that you can buy off the market. So there is real money sort of currency items that you can buy off the store, but these do not affect your gameplay. So it's not a pay to win game. There's no like an item that you can buy which will affect. This is just cosmetic. Going to the inventory at the moment, we see that we have a couple of potions. This is a mana potion, and these are life potions in case our life runs low. And this is the sword that we have picked up. So if we zoom in our character and we remove it, obviously you saw it got removed. If we equip it, another interesting thing with Path of Exile is there's no limitations. So this is something that I really like, with these games. You can make a duelist and you can play with a sword, with an axe, with a wand, with a bow, whatever weapon you want. It does not, you are not limited. What determines how you're going to play is what type of character you're going to build, how you're going to build him, and you can go from there. Like I said, because this is a complex game, it has a large learning curve. There's a lot of new players which first look at this game and they say, "Oh my God, there's a lot of," it overwhelms them, and straight away they might give up or quit or say this is too complex. Take it at your pace at any point of time. Do not go extreme into it. Slowly, you will get more accustomed with the game, and this is part of the reason why Path of Exile is one of the best games at the moment. Because yes, it is very difficult, but there's a lot of depth into it. So let's say you play 1 year, 2 years, you might leave the game for another year, come back. There's more things. As we said, let's go and click on the guy here for the quest. You can sit and you can read all this text, or you can just click anywhere and this will skip it. So you can go here. We have a guy, a zombie. So this is a hungry corpse which is coming to hit us. If we stay and we don't move, we're going to get hit and we're going to lose life. So from 61, we went down to 54. There are some hints and points that come up. So it says left click to attack him. You mouse over the guy. You can see his power bar at the top of the screen. And if you click on him, you hit him. When you kill somebody and he falls on the floor, you are able to see parts and components which might drop, just like the sword that we have in our hands. Let me just make sure that we do not have any filters. None. Okay. Save. So these are the options which I just showed. There's a lot of there's a lot of things here that you can enable and disable. One of the things that you can do, which is important, is filter. So as you play the game, you might want to filter out specific things on the floor which you don't want to see, for example. So you use different filters that you create. At the moment, we're going to put none, so you can see what the default is. So this is a skill gem. This is basically how you acquire new skills. It's a double strike. And in order for you to use a skill, you have to equip it onto your weapon or to any item that has sockets. Sorry. So these little things here are called sockets. These little circles with the color. And there's ways that you can actually put sockets on all your items, pretty much all your items that you hold. And you can put active skills and passive skills. So we can put, for example, this double strike here. Let me just click it here, a green gem such as this can only go to a green socket, so you cannot put it on the red one. If you try here, it's not doing anything. If you click it here, it goes in. As soon as you socket this skill, straight away you appear on a bar. By default, it goes here. But if you'd like to change it, you can actually put it here. You can put it here. You can put it anywhere you want, or you can put it nowhere. So we'll leave it for the moment on the right hand side. So if you left click on any direction, you go to basic attack, which is this one here. It does not use any resource. So you can see it does 4 to 9 physical damage, and you can see the damage per second, which is the DPS, on the top right hand side of the box. This is the damage that it does after it calculates the attack speed and some other components. So this is a 10 damage, let's say around 10 damage DPS. This skill here is a 16 damage skill. But if you notice, it costs 5 mana. And at the moment, we only have 47. So there's only a certain amount of times that I can do the skill before I run out of this. Just to see it, it does basically double slash. And as you saw, this slowly regenerates. If I keep the button pressed down, slowly runs up. So you see my mana on the right hand side. And once I don't have any mana, the skill will gray out, such as this, and I will not be able to use it. Unless it climbs back up slowly. And there's many ways that you can make your mana regeneration to become quicker, so you can actually use more times the skill and so forth. The graphics are quite good. I will not call them, the latest thing on the graphics. Like I said, this is a 2012 game, and they have updated many times the engine, the graphical engine, but it's not, the you cannot totally change the engine. They've done little upgrades, and part of the reason why they're doing these upgrades is in order to prepare for Path of Exile 2. So this is another question that many people will ask. They will say, when Path of Exile 2 comes out, what's going to happen to my characters here, and am I going to lose the progress and everything? From what the developers have told us, Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2 are going to be kind of incorporated into one game. So you're going to be accessing the game with your account, you're going to be logging in, and then you're going to have like a selection between Path of Exile 2 and Path of Exile 1. And the characters that you're going to have on one are going to be there, and the characters that you're going to have on the other one are going to be there as well. So it is kind of a separate thing, but it's all put together into one game, one account, one login process. This might change. This is the first indication that we have from the developers. This is what they've told us so far, but it is subject to change. So it might be a little bit different. The mention is as you kill enemies, if you notice here, slowly your experience will go up and up and up and higher and higher. And this is how you level up. So in order for us to go to level 2, at the moment we're level 1. If you hover over, you will see it. And if you open your character sheet, which is shortcut for C on the keyboard, you will see my icon, the name of my character, my level, and there's different tabs and stuff. We can get into it later on. So at the moment, we're on 8%. Every one of these little lines is 5%. So there's 20 little lines. Once it gets to here, it will be 10%, and slowly you level up. Let's kill the character and see where we're going to go. At the moment, we're on 8%. So let's kill this guy. Now we're on 15%. So slowly this will go up, and this is how you level. The faster you kill enemies, the better you do it, the quicker you level up. So let's hit a couple guys. So I'm hit a little bit here. There's a couple of enemies. Let's use our secondary attack. So if you pay attention, I've lost quite a bit of life. If I do not recover with potions, I will eventually die. So I have to either click 1 or 2. At the moment, this potion will have a few charges. So it says it has currently charges 20. I click on it once. It will refill my life. It tells me that it's going to recover 70 life. So it's more than what I have. So one click of this is going to fulfill my life and more. And the way that you get charges back is by killing enemies. So at the moment it says currently has 13 charges. And if you see at the icon, it's like half empty. If I kill a monster, it's going to slowly get additional charges. You can put multiple mana potions. So let's say you have a class which is heavily dependent on mana. You might want to have 2 mana potions and 3 life potions. So, like I said, this is part of why Path of Exile is fully customizable. There's a lot of options, and you can even change the shortcuts. So let's say you don't like QWERT, you want to make a different shortcut here. You can change the shortcuts as well. Depends on how you feel comfortable, playing the game. So if you press tab like this, it's going to open a small overlay of the map. So if you have a look, the map overlay is here on your right hand side, but sometimes it's not enough to see where you're going. So let's say I'm here, I cannot see at the bottom side here that is not uncovered. So I might look at this on my right hand side and I might say, oh, hold on a second, where am I going to go? This is a dead end. You know what I mean? So in that case, you open this and you can actually click your character as this is open. So you can actually move, you can see where you are, and you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to actually move the map. And you can see. So obviously here we've seen that we began here, we went this way, up here, dead end, but this area here is uncovered. So this light line here is an area that we have not seen yet. So as my character is going to go towards this section, you're going to see that this is going to unreveal slowly, slowly. And this is a quick way to actually show you where you're going. See, as I move, more and more becomes available. So you can actually see quickly where you are. So usually how players play is like this. They can have a look, and if they get to some point where they're stuck and they don't know where they're going and they're like here, they just click on this, okay, straight away they say, okay, let's go this way. So continuing from where we left, let's try to head towards the town, and we'll try to kill any enemies on the way there. I think we should be able to level up before we get there. And we're about to level up, so, and there's a nice effect here once you level up. So now we're level 2 and we unlocked a couple of icons, which I'm going to explain what they are. These are your skill points, and this is what you use to get your character stronger and stronger. So there's a specific range which goes outside of the screen where enemies can see you and follow you. If you move away far enough from them, you're okay. And if you kill, the bigger the enemy that you kill, the more XP you're going to get also. So by killing all these guys here, we're getting little small and small pieces. If I kill that Hillock guy, I'm going to get a bigger chunk here. So let's go ahead and kill him. So if you saw straight away, I've got 3 boxes here. He's got a couple of items. Let's pick them all up and keep on going again. So now we're just like one step before the town, and this is the first town that you're going to go. What is a town? It's a place where you can think of it as a central area where you encounter different NPCs. NPCs means non-player character in this type of games. So it's a game generated character, let's say, and they have functions. In the towns, you're able to sell items, you're able to perform other functions that will help your gameplay, buy specific items depending on your level and depending on the town. And there's multiple utilities as such. And there is also what we call waypoints in Path of Exile. So there's ways to actually teleport, let's say, from a town to a specific location. So let's go into the first city as our quest directs us. So this guy will open the door for us. Thank you very much, sir. The loading screens are quite quick. And inside the town is also a central area where you might also see other players. So let's go and have a look. Yep, these are other players. So if you hover over their names, this guy here, as you can see on the top of the screen, his name is Cherubina and he's level 4. This player here that's moving around, if you hover over him, anyway, he's moving around, he's a level 2, his name is Mana Blake. So right clicking on any one of these characters, you can actually perform some functions. So you can actually talk to them, you can invite them into your party, and you can play as a group. There's a way to meet people. It's like a central hub where you meet different people, and you can like whisper to him, and you can say, "Hey, dude, would you like to quest together?" Yeah, I mean. So let's delete this. I think for the first video, this is quite enough information. for a very introductory sort of a phase. If somebody's interested into getting into this game, I think this this covers most of the topics: what the game is like, what it looks like, the main interfaces, the scope of the game, and how to go forward. So I think we'll end the video here at the moment, and we'll see if I make another video which will include more additional details and so forth. So again, thank you very much, everybody. This is Johnny S. I bid you good night, and thank you for watching.